What up, YouTube? Pit TL Heavy Bag TV. Man, if you don't get your goof ass in here and hit the bag. All right, man, boy, this was one I was anticipating for a minute. I was excited for. Of course, Benavidez versus Morrell. And I believe it delivered, man. Hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. I think if you was rooting for either, you was on the edge of your seat. You was nervous. You had nervous energy. And you didn't know what to expect. Especially when you seen both of the guys take each other punches so well. So well. But big shout out to the monster, man. Listen, you can say what you want about David Benavidez, but I thought, despite how his face may look, the few shots got in from Morrell, he has great defense, man. We can't say that the monster ain't got no decent defense. Morrell was not able to land at will like David Benavidez did. The punch that reflected that. This was a unanimous decision for David Benavidez. Despite getting wobbled a little bit in the fourth and getting his eye cut. And I wasn't even sure if it was a headbutt or a shot that actually did it. And David Morrell having a little bit of luck later on in the rounds by connecting with a shot, a grazing shot, along with the momentum of David Benavidez getting a knockdown. But later on in that same round, I want to say it was round 9 maybe, he was deducted a point for hitting after the bell, and he rocked Benavidez. He actually hurt him with his right hand after the bell. But man, listen, this was a war. This was a war. This is what David Morrell had been asking for 2 years. And I just think, first of all, ton of respect to David Morrell. I think just off the eye test alone, we all felt like he could get in here and have some serious success versus David Benavidez, and maybe even knock him out, because we seen just how big he was compared to David Benavidez. I don't care what nobody say. Morrell looked just as big as Vostik, and I'm gonna continuously say this. To me, it just looks like David Benavidez is the runt of the division so far. He is fighting massive guys. When you look at his body type versus their body type, he looks small, bro. In my opinion, his arms look small. He just doesn't have that muscle tone. So tough tasks ahead. Listen, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'd rather be a big 68 guy than a small 75 guy with no power. And that's what it looks like. He's outworking these guys, right? The punch accuracy and placement and defense, might I add, from David Benavidez is getting him over the hump at 75. These are some big, stout guys, and none of these shots, for the most part, are hurting these guys. Morrell walked through everything Benavidez threw at him, and he threw everything, including the kitchen sink. Maybe, just maybe, he had him dazed briefly in a round or two, but outside of that, he hit him with everything. The bigger, cleaner, harder, I ain't even gonna say harder, but the bigger, cleaner shots, the more eye-catching shots, the accuracy, man, it was, he displayed everything tonight for sure. And again, super impressive hand speed from David Benavidez. And Morrell, great hand speed as well, but I think Benavidez edged him out in that as well. He moved when he needed to. Listen, at 75, David Benavidez versus pure boxers looks like a complete fighter. At the end of the day, we have to give him his respect, and that's for sure. And even coming to this fight, only minus 245, I believe it was, for David Benavidez. So a lot of people felt like Morrell could win, given his extensive amateur background, his style, again, the eye test, and David Benavidez overcame. And in my opinion, it wasn't even close, bro. For the most part, this guy was landing at will. Right, just the accuracy and the placement of those punches, man, and the relentlessness of David Benavidez. Even though he slowed down a bit at 75, so many power shots versus these big. I mean, you gotta show some signs of being human at some point if you're the monster by slowing up a bit. But brilliant performance, great performance by David Morrell. Definitely want to see more of him. For sure. Definitely one of y'all's thoughts in the comment section. Unanimous decision for David Benavidez. Did you agree with that? I wholeheartedly did. Man, I want to see what's next for him as far as maybe a B-Ball or a better BF. But to me, bro, I just think the power's not carrying, and to me, he's just more of a runt, and that's just going to cause more problems. But maybe he can show us greatness, because at this point, with these bigger guys and the shots from David Benavidez, I don't care what you guys say, he doesn't have 75 power. He doesn't. This is 68 power. Bottom line. Let me know what you think.